You think you know what people are thinking when you talk to them. You think you know when they're lying, when they're bored, or when they actually like you. But you don't. Most of the time, you are completely blind to the silent conversation happening right in front of your face. While you're listening to their words, their body is screaming the truth. And because you don't speak that language, you miss it. Every single time. This isn't just about being socially awkward or missing a hint. This is about survival. When you can't read people, you hire the wrong employees. You date people who are emotionally unavailable. You trust friends who are secretly jealous of you. And you walk into negotiations already losing because you can't see the other side's hand. If you don't learn to decode human behavior, you are driving through life with a blindfold on. But if you learn this skill, the world stops being confusing and starts making sense. Now, here's what nobody tells you. Reading body language isn't a magic trick. It's not about spotting one tiny itch on a nose and shouting, "Liar." That is Hollywood nonsense. Real human analysis is about patterns. It's about baselines. It's about knowing who you are dealing with before you even look at their hands. James W. Williams breaks this down into a science. He doesn't just give you a list of gestures. He teaches you how to classify personalities, spot hidden motives, and finally understand what people aren't saying. We're going to walk through this system step by step. Chapter 1. The Foundation of Personality. Before you can read a person's body, you have to know how their brain is wired, because the same gesture means two completely different things depending on who is doing it. This chapter introduces the idea that people aren't random. We fall into predictable categories based on how we process energy and information. The biggest split is between introverts and extroverts, but it goes deeper than just shy or loud. This is about biology. An extrovert's brain craves dopamine through external stimulation, taste, touch, sound. They need people to feel energized. An introvert's brain runs on a longer internal pathway involving planning and problem solving. People drain them. Solitude recharges them. If you try to read an introvert using extrovert rules, you will fail. Imagine you're planning a birthday party for a friend. If they are an extrovert, a surprise party at a crowded bar is a gift. If they are an introvert, that same party is a punishment. You might look at the introvert at the bar and think, "They're having a terrible time. They're crossing their arms. They hate me." No, they are just overstimulated. Their battery is draining. You are misreading their exhaustion as anger. Here's the part that stings a little. You probably judge people for not reacting the way you would react. You think the quiet person is stuck up. You think the loud person is fake. That is your own bias blinding you to their nature. Stop guessing. Before you analyze someone's gestures, ask yourself one question. Does this person gain energy from the group, or do they gain energy from being alone? Once you know that, everything else they do starts to make sense. But knowing their energy type is just the start. Now you have to figure out how they actually communicate. Chapter 5. The 4 Communication Styles. You can listen to every word someone says and still have no idea what they mean. People communicate in 4 distinct styles: passive, aggressive, passive-aggressive, and assertive. If you don't identify the style, you will either get walked over or you'll start a fight you didn't mean to start. Most people are terrified of direct conflict, so they become passive. They drop hints. They say, "It's fine," when it's not fine. They expect you to be a mind reader. Then you have passive-aggressive people. They feel powerless, so they use sarcasm, silence, and backhanded compliments to regain control without looking like the bad guy. Think of a coworker who agrees to help you with a project, but then forgets to do their part. They smile and say, "Oh, I'm so scatterbrained." You think they are just disorganized. In reality, They are passive-aggressive. They didn't want to help, but they couldn't say no. So they sabotaged you instead. If you had read the signs earlier, the muttered agreement, the lack of eye contact, you wouldn't be doing their work right now. If you constantly attract passive-aggressive people, it's probably because you are aggressive. You don't make it safe for people to say no to you, so they lie to you instead. Watch for the mismatch. If someone says yes, but their shoulders slump and they look down, the answer is no. Trust the body, not the word. But sometimes, people aren't just hiding their feelings. They are straight up lying to your face. And here is how you catch them. Chapter 6. Reading Lies Like a Pro. Everybody lies. The only variable is what they are lying about. Lying is hard work for the brain. You have to invent a story, suppress the truth, and act normal all at the same time. This cognitive load causes leakage. The truth leaks out through tiny, unconscious movements. When you lie, your autonomic nervous system kicks in. You get an adrenaline spike. This causes physical itching, the Pinocchio effect, where the nose actually tingles. You sweat in the T-zone, forehead and upper lip, and your hands stop moving naturally. Truthful people gesture while they speak. Liars gesture after they speak because their brain is too busy inventing the lie to choreograph the hand movements. Imagine asking your partner where they were last night. They look you dead in the eye and say, "I was just at work late." Then, after they finish the sentence, they wave their hand dismissively. That timing gap is the red flag. If they were telling the truth, the hand wave would happen with the word work. The disconnect means the story was rehearsed, but the body wasn't. You catch liars all the time, but you ignore your gut. You want to believe the lie because the truth is inconvenient or painful. You are gaslighting yourself. Look for the pacifying behaviors. When someone is lying, they feel stress. To calm down, they will touch their neck, rub their legs, or cover their mouth. If you ask a tough question and they immediately touch their neck, dig deeper. Now that you can spot a liar, let's talk about reading the most honest part of the human body. It's not the eyes. Chapter 8. The body never lies. People can train their faces to smile when they are sad, but almost nobody thinks to train their feet. This chapter breaks down kinesics, the science of body movement. While we focus on faces, the rest of the body is broadcasting our true intentions. Hands, chests, and especially feet tell the real story. Our limbic system, the emotional brain, reacts instantly to danger or desire. It tells our feet to run or stay. Even in a polite conversation, if someone wants to leave, their feet will point towards the door. Their face is polite, but their feet are already gone. You're talking to a colleague at a networking event. They are smiling, nodding, and looking you in the eye. You think it's going great, but look down. One of their feet is pointed straight at you, but the other one is turned outward, pointing away. That is the L-shape stance. It means they want to disengage. They are looking for an escape route. You are boring them, and you don't even know it. If you are the person who keeps talking when feet are pointed at the door, you are the person people avoid at parties. Check the feet. If both feet are pointed at you, you have their full attention. If feet are pointed away, stop talking and let them go. But what if you don't have time to analyze feet and hands? What if you have to make a snap judgment in seconds? Chapter 10. The Art of Thin Slicing. You can know more about a person in 5 minutes than you can in 5 months, if you know what to look for. Thin slicing is the ability to find patterns based on very small windows of experience. It's what we call a gut feeling, but it's actually your brain processing millions of microcues faster than your conscious mind can keep up. Evolution gave us this speed. If a predator jumps out, You can't analyze its body language for 10 minutes. You have to know now. We still have this ability. Studies show that students can judge a professor's effectiveness in just 5 minutes of watching them teach, and their judgments match students who took the whole semester. Think about a first date. Within the first 10 seconds of them walking in, sitting down, and saying hello, you already know if there is a second date. You can't explain why yet, but you know. That isn't magic. That is thin slicing. You picked up on their posture, their grooming, their eye contact, and their tone instantly. Your first impression is usually right. The problem is that you talk yourself out of it. You use logic to override your instinct. Oh, he seems sketchy, but he has a good job. Stop doing that. Trust the flash. When you meet someone, pay attention to the very first feeling you get in your stomach. That is your primitive brain giving you a survival report. Don't ignore it. Now, let's flip the camera. Because reading other people is useless if you are sending out the wrong signals yourself. If you're still here, this is where it all clicks. Most people stop changing right here. They think reading body language is just a cool party trick to analyze others. But the most powerful part of this book isn't about them. It's about you. It's about taking control of the signals you are broadcasting to the world. If you want people to respect you, trust you, and like you, you have to engineer your own nonverbal communication. Chapter 11. What about me? You cannot control what people think of you, but you can control the data they use to form that opinion. You are constantly leaking information. Your posture, your hands, and your eye contact are telling people if you are a leader or a follower, confident or insecure. You need to audit your own body language. It works both ways. Your mind changes your body, but your body also changes your mind. If you force yourself to smile, you actually feel happier. If you adopt a high power pose, taking up space, your testosterone goes up and your stress hormones go down. You can hack your own confidence. Imagine walking into a job interview. You are nervous. So you hunch your shoulders, cross your legs, and tuck your hands between your knees to make yourself smaller. Before you even speak, the interviewer's primal brain sees low status. You look like prey. Even if your answers are perfect, they will feel like you aren't the right fit. Now imagine walking in, standing tall, chest open, taking up space in the chair. You look like a predator, in a good way. You look like a leader. You win the room before you open your mouth. If people constantly interrupt you or talk over you, it's not just because they are rude. It's because your body language is saying, I don't matter. Stop touching your face. When you are nervous, you touch your nose or cover your mouth. It makes you look dishonest or insecure. Keep your hands away from your face. Keep them open and visible. Finally, let's talk about the ultimate hack to make anyone like you instantly. Chapter 12. The Power of Mirroring. People like people who are like themselves. Mirroring is the art of subtly copying the body language, tone, and tempo of the person you are talking to. It builds instant rapport because it signals to their subconscious, I am like you. You are safe with me. We naturally mirror people we like. If your best friend leans in, you lean in. If they whisper, you whisper. But you can do this intentionally. By matching their breathing rate or their energy level, you create a biological synchronization. They will feel understood without knowing why. You are dealing with an angry client. They are shouting and waving their arms. If you stand there calm and still, it makes them angrier. You are not hearing them. Instead, match their intensity, but not their anger. Lean forward. Speak with urgency. Nod quickly. Match their energy, then slowly bring it down. As you calm down, they will mirror you back and calm down too. You lead the dance. If you try to act cool and detached when someone is excited, you aren't being mysterious. You are being a buzzkill. You are breaking the rapport. The next time you are in a conversation, wait for them to shift their posture. If they cross their legs, wait 10 seconds, then cross yours. If they lean back, lean back. Watch how the connection deepens. We have cracked the code. We've looked at the introverts and the extroverts, the liars and the leaders. The journey of this book isn't just about reading minds, it is about connection. When you stop guessing and start observing, you stop being a passive spectator in your own relationships. You become an active participant. You become the person who understands. Here is the core lesson. Communication is 10% what you say and 90% what you don't say. If you ignore the 90%, you are living in the dark. Here are 5 things you can start doing today. Check the feet. Are they pointing at you or the door? Look for the baseline. Know how someone acts when they are normal before you judge their stress. Stop touching your face. It kills your credibility. Listen to the hands. If gestures happen after the words, it's a lie. Mirror to connect. Match their posture to build instant trust. The world is constantly speaking to you. The question is, are you finally ready to listen? If you want to master your social skills and unlock your true potential, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We don't just summarize books, we give you the tools to change your life.